I was looking out. I mean, it looks like, I don't know, maybe we'll get a little. Oh, everyone, welcome to Advanced Live Stream Monday afternoon. I'm Peter. Good to have you with us. We're joined this week by Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here.
Great
How's the weather today?
Yeah, how's the weather? Well, weather happens to be the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Give you a chance to practice your English with us, learn some English vocabulary, and as always, we pivot off of an article in your trusty Advanced magazine right here. And this week, we're pivoting off of the cover article. In fact, isn't that a great photograph? I love what our art department did here. The Way to the White Continent. The White Continent, another term for Antarctica. And so that got us thinking about cold weather. And also, just in the past week, we've had kind of a change of weather right here in Taipei, in our island. And so we thought, let's talk about the weather. As you can see, we call this, let's talk about the weather, or what is it? Talk about the weather in English, part 2. We did an original talk about the weather in English just about this time last year, I think in early November. But we're excited to have, we had a different teacher with us that time, and for this one we've got Rhonda, so we'll see what she can bring to the sequel here.
Well, I wasn't very excited when Peter told me I had to wear this hat. Would you wear this hat?
Now that's a good-looking hat.
No.
Isn't it? That's a good-looking kind of Russian hat. Keep you nice and warm.
But it doesn't fit.
But it doesn't fit. That's the thing.
Okay.
But Rhonda's a trooper. She wore it anyway. Let's get right into it with our poll question. Rhonda, what is our poll question?
Well, what is your favorite kind of weather? I know mine.
What are the options?
Oh, the options. Oh, hot and sunny, warm and a little rainy, cool and bright, foggy.
Yes.
Ooh.
4 options there. Obviously not the only kinds of weather that there are, but of those 4, which is your favorite kind of weather? Let us know in the polls. We'll let you know at the end of the show. Just right out of the gate here, we have 73% of you like cool and bright. 18% of you like warm and a little rainy. No one for hot and sunny, and I think I can understand why. We've sort of had hot and sunny for, feels like a year now, but really just about 3 months. And foggy and quiet, about 8% of you.
Okay.
Rhonda, what's your favorite kind of weather?
Cool and bright. Just got back from Illinois. October in Illinois is cool and bright blue skies. So it is my favorite time of year.
Yes. Was it brisk at all?
Yes. Brisk and crisp.
Yes.
Crisp weather.
Brisk, crisp words that mean cool but not cold.
We use those words colorfully to describe weather that just makes you feel alert, cold enough to be.
Right. Well, you kind of you stick your head out the window on a brisk morning, and it's like, okay, I'm awake.
Yes.
That sort of thing. Anyway, hello, Steve. Good to hear you. Good to have you with us. Happy Halloween to you. And you're joining Pokemon Halloween event to catch all events Pokemons. Good for you, Steve. And the linguist. Hello, the linguist. Nice to have you with us. But let's, I need to answer the poll question. My favorite kind of weather from these 4, I would say of these 4, I kind of like foggy and quiet. A day, now I'm kind of assuming that it's not too cold. Whenever there's fog, it's usually not very cold. It's kind of a little bit cold, a little bit warm. But I like it because it has a sort of mystery to it, a foggy and quiet day. The fog tends to kind of muffle sounds a little bit, even in the big noisy cities. And obviously, if you walk out in the countryside or in a park on a foggy day, it's even more quiet. And pretty much wherever you live in the world, you don't have that many foggy days. So they only come by once in a while. So there's something special about them. And like I say, there's a kind of mystery to them that you don't have on a bright sunny day where, it's beautiful, but you can see everything. And, a horse is a horse, a cow is a cow, a house is a house. But on a foggy day, Like maybe if some of you have been up to Yangmingshan sometimes, when you get near the top there, you'll encounter fog, or in any of the mountains around Taipei. There's an element of kind of wonder, a mystery to it, a quietness that I enjoy. Anyway, you can continue to chime in on the poll questions throughout the live stream, and we'll give you the results at the end of the live stream. We'll also post them in the more information box underneath the picture here. So if you join us a couple days later, you can still see the poll results. But we are here for vocabulary related to the weather.
Okay.
So let's give you some vocabulary related to the weather. Start with a nice short one to begin with. Gust. G-U-S-T, gust. Or maybe we should say gust. What does it mean?
Well, a gust we use with the word wind. It's a sudden, strong burst of wind that blows your hat out. Hat off.
Yes.
Blows your hat off. The gust of wind took my hat off. My paper, that gust of wind, that sudden burst of wind.
Right. When we have typhoons, you'll hear, or if you read about hurricanes in other parts of the world, they'll describe the two kinds of wind speeds. The steady, continuous wind speed, which was like, 50 miles an hour, let's say. And then there'll be gusts. They'll often say there were gusts up to 80 miles an hour. So a gust of wind isn't a sustained, ongoing level of wind or speed of wind. It's just a sudden burst, a sudden increase, a spike of wind, as we sometimes say. And you don't need it. You can have them on a normal kind of windy day, not just in storms or typhoons or something. Steve says, sometimes I like weather that is cool and bright, like Rhonda, because when Christmas is about to come, I'll spend time outside. Yes. Thank you, Steve. Okay, another vocab word for you. Downpour. This is one that we've kind of become familiar with over the past week here in our island. Downpour. Two words there that come together, down and pour, come together to form one. So, Rhonda, what does it mean?
Not hard to understand. The rain pours down. Whoa, it's a downpour. It will get me completely soaked. Right.
And you might wonder why we don't call it a pour down, but English is funny that way. It's a downpour, but that's the way you can remember it, the rain is pouring down. So it's very steady, it's heavy, usually not thunder though. That's the nuance to catch here. If there is thunder in a downpour, then we would just call it a thunderstorm. But if it's like thunderstorm level rain, but no thunder or lightning, then we just call it a downpour.
We have a great question. Gale, gust. Do they mean the same thing?
Good question.
I think the answer is no. Can you help us out?
Yes. Gale, a gale, think of a gale as a sustained gust. I just said that gust is a word that means not sustained wind, but a gale means a strong wind, not quite a storm yet, or not like a hurricane or a typhoon, but gale is pretty strong. Gale is not just a windy day.
Not just a sudden.
Yeah, gale, if it gets any stronger, we're going to need to call it a typhoon or a hurricane.
I'm glad you brought that up, friend, because gale is a word I haven't heard in a long time. I want to look it up. I don't think we use it very often. It's a great word. I think it's used in the movie The Wizard of Oz. A gale is coming.
Well, her last name also happens to be Gale. Dorothy Gale is the name of the character. And of course, the big weather word in The Wizard of Oz is what?
Twister.
Twister or tornado.
Tornado, yes.
It carries up her house. So
beautiful word. Thank you for reminding me of that beautiful, simple word. In my opinion, some of the most beautiful, fun English words are these short ones that aren't common. They're fun to discover. Gale. Let's all look that up.
Right. Well, with that in mind, let's give you a nice, long, difficult English word about weather. And what's easy about this one is that you will almost only hear it in descriptions of the weather. It's an adjective. Inclement. And as you can see, we've put weather in parentheses next to it. Inclement weather. So what is, Rhonda, inclement weather?
Unpleasant, cold, and wet.
Yeah.
Let's cancel the picnic. The weather is inclement today.
A rain storm even can fit under the category of inclement weather. There is a root there, for those of you who are extra smart on your English, clement, which is part of the word clemency, which means mercy or pardon in a legal context. Clement, I beg the court for clemency. Really more kind of British English than American English, but you'll hear it sometimes. So inclement, in is the negative prefix there. Inclement, weather with no mercy. You could think of it as.
And you really won't use this in spoken English very much. You will see it in writing, in describing an event, but you don't necessarily say to your friends, "Oh, the weather was really inclement." You just say bad. To be honest, you don't have to use this word. You'll see it in writing, but you're fine, and you sound just as intelligent saying the weather was bad. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was difficult for farming communities in that part of the country because of the constant inclement weather. Is how you would hear it be used. Okay, one more, and then we've got another discussion question for you that you can chime in on. But here's a good one. Nice sort of non-dramatic weather word. Overcast. Another two words coming together to form one, over and cast. Overcast. In talking about the weather, Rhonda, what does it mean when it's overcast?
It means clouds are covering the sun, and usually overcast means the whole sky is gray, not just one cloud, but the whole sky is gray. It's very overcast today. In fact, today, Peter,
it's a bit cloudy. You can see some gray clouds out there. So you could call this cloudy. You could call this overcast. Overcast is, like Rhonda said, when the whole sky is sort of like just one big cloud, and there's no sun. There's not necessarily any rain either. It's just kind of it's overcast today. So we could go outside or we could not, because you don't have the nice, beautiful blue sky and the sun and maybe a few white clouds drifting past. It's just like someone's thrown a rug kind of over the sky when it's overcast.
You mean they've cast over. So again, two simple English words. It says, the clouds were cast over, but we call the weather overcast.
Right. Anyway, like we said, let's give you a discussion question you can chime in on. We'll take a short pause from the vocabulary. And this is one of my favorite ones when talking about the weather. What is a memorable experience that you've had with weather? Did you see a tornado one time, or did you see a double rainbow of some sort? What is something memorable that happened to you involving the weather? Rhonda, how about you?
Well, hail, which is one of our words, ice from the sky, certain conditions of temperature when it's not enough to make snow. But I've had hail in my house in Illinois ruin my roof. It's very common in the Midwest of the U.S. for hailstorms to damage people's cars and their roofs. And in my little town, a hailstorm came and everybody cashed in their insurance and got a new roof.
How big was the hail?
Well, this is nothing. People will say, "Did you see that hail the size of golf balls?" That's a typical hail. Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's a piece of ice falling all the way from up high in a cloud where it's mostly frozen anyway because it's so high up. But it thaws as it falls, the mile or two that it takes to get from Earth. But sometimes it hits the Earth before it's completely thawed, and so it's still a little ball of ice. Could be the size of a pebble, could be the size of a golf ball. There have been hailstorms involving bits of ice the size of a baseball, I think sometimes even, or an orange or an apple, a piece of ice falling a couple miles from the sky. That's going to do some damage.
Hailstorm.
But that's rare. That's not something we really have to worry about here. But you'll hear about it or you'll read about it sometimes. Hail, H-A-I-L. Oh, a memorable experience I've had with weather also involves cold weather.
Okay.
I was visiting my parents who lived in New Mexico in the southwestern United States, and this was in the winter months, and it was a gray, overcast day, and we had heard that there was snow in the forecast, and I was walking on this road about a mile from my parents' house, just walking around. It's nice, open kind of desert and mountain country down there in New Mexico. And so you can see for long distances. And I was walking back to my parents' house along this road. It was still about a mile, and I could see snow up ahead of me, about a half mile ahead of me, gradually coming towards me. The way sometimes you see a rain cloud from a distance and you can see it's not just a cloud, but it's actual rain because there's like this thin veil of cloud, sort of dripping down from it, a curtain effect sort of. I could see this with snow on the road as I'm walking. And so the snow is coming to me and I'm going towards it because my parents' house is like right in the middle. And I'm wondering who's going to get there first. Am I going to be able to get in before the snow? And I almost did. But the snow, I think, was moving faster than me. We forget that weather patterns move like 20, 30 miles an hour, which is slow given their size, but fast for us. So I'm afraid the snow got to me before I got to my parents' house. I only had a little hood on my jacket. I was warm enough, but I only had a little hood, and I had to trudge through the snow and finally make it to my parents' house. But I'll always remember that, just being able to see it coming. Because sometimes with rain or with snow, you just sort of notice it when it starts to fall on you. But in this case, I could see it coming from a mile away, and I just thought, "Uh-oh, this is gonna be a race." Anyway, Steve, a memorable experience I've had during my college year when it's raining. Forgot to bring my umbrella. I just walk with the rain, feel like I'm acting in a samurai TV drama. Yes, good, Steve.
Good point about hail a taxi. Two different meanings of the same word.
Yes.
Good point.
To hail a taxi means to wave it down, to flag it down, but it also does mean the stuff that falls from the sky. And what is David Lynn's?
Well, he talks about one day driving on the highway, and it was sunny weather before entering a tunnel, and then heavy rain after it. That would be very dramatic. Weather is a great topic to use English language for it. We talk about the weather all the time. It's universal. So thanks for learning these words with us. What other word can we learn today?
Well, we're already running down on time because time always just flies by when we're with you guys. But let's give you a couple more here. Here's a nice one. Sultry. S-U-L-T-R-Y. Sultry. Rhonda, what is sultry?
Well, in relation to weather, hot weather that makes you feel lazy. It's so hot. This is a very rich word in English. We can describe a person's voice, a singer, as having a sultry voice, slow and deep and lazy. So for the weather, it makes you hot, makes you lounge around. We can describe it as a person's appearance. She looked very sultry. So it's a word that has a lot of feeling and imagery associated with it.
And as you may have noticed, a lot of terms in English that mean heat or warm or hot carry over to a kind of romantic era as well, the romantic speech. If a person is hot, it could mean that, they're not cold, or it could mean they're very physically attractive or sexy in some way. So you'll find that with a lot of English words that have to do with heat or hot, like sultry, for example.
Look at
Changjiang, my most memorable experience, was once hiking in the mountains in Kaohsiung. Yes. The evening downpour and sudden dropped temperature really shocked
my kids. I hope they were okay.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow, I'm glad it wasn't hail.
We do get some sudden drops in temperature here on the island from time to time. I've noticed that, yeah. Okay, we're almost out of time, so let's be sure to always give you some idioms. We give you vocab, but we also like to give you some English idioms involving the weather. And, here's a nice one. Tempest in a teapot. Tempest in a teapot. And for those of you who may have seen our recent Art of English feature in which we talked about alliteration, we were talking about the book The Wind in the Willows, and we talked about the alliteration in the title of the book and in the book itself. Here is another example of alliteration in Tempest in a Teapot. But what does it mean, Rhonda?
A tempest is a storm, and a teapot, of course, is about this big. So a storm in a teapot means you're making a big deal out of something that really doesn't matter. That's just a tempest in a teapot. Don't worry, it's not really a big problem.
Right. It can seem like a big problem, or perhaps some people will treat it as a big problem. But, I'm telling you that we had that discussion in the meeting today. I think it was really just a tempest in a teapot. That's just people not seeing the situation clearly enough to understand what's at stake, and what's at stake is not that big. Okay. And That's all we have time for. So we'll have to take a rain check on talking to you. Take a rain check. That's another idiom I'm just squeezing in there. Take a rain check. That originates, it means let's do it another time. Let's postpone until another time. Comes from American baseball. Back when they used to play, before they had indoor stadiums with protection from the rain, games would get rained out sometimes because they played in the open air. If it was raining and they didn't have time to play the game before it got dark, they give everyone who paid their ticket to show up a rain check, which meant they could come see another game like later in the week when the weather was nice for free without paying again, a rain check. So now we use it as an expression, meaning let's put it off until another time. So it's you say it to someone when you truly mean, we'll do this again, but we just can't do it today. I got to take a rain check. Anyway, thanks for being with us. Always good to see you guys. Help you grow in your confidence in English. We'll be back next week at this same time on this same day with another topic for you, more vocabulary for you. But for today, I am Peter.
I'm Rhonda. I'm feeling hot, but I think he was feeling cold, so I gave him.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Do you like?
Yes, well, in Russia, we have often days in which is hot. We have often days